I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me, too. And
I don't need anyone to tell me I'm great, Angel Reese famously remarked. I already know that I am. Bold words, huh? The twist is that perhaps someone ought to have given her admirers the same assurance. Because there was, well, no reaction when she entered her eagerly anticipated first game. Not even a casual nod from a caretaker in the hallway, not any applause or buzz on the first day of classes. The arena felt more empty than a gym. However, this is where things start to get interesting. Angel. Reese flipped the script and transformed that unpleasant time into something unforgettable rather than allowing that creepy silence to confuse her. What then took place? You're not prepared for it, I promise.
Yeah, people are watching, not just because of one person. All right, but they're watching because of me too. Me too. They're playing at LSU. There are people right now, her fans. You know what? Her social.
She was her, according to Angel Reese. However, it seems that this entails turning up to your first professional game and playing hide-and-seek by yourself with a crowd that never showed up. When, halfway through the game, even the popcorn vendors begin to reconsider their career choices, you know things are bad. The stadium was so calm and deserted that it could have served as a meditation retreat. It was serene, motionless, and devoid of all distractions. Naturally, this is primarily due to the fact that not a single individual present was motivated enough to go in the first place.
You guys today, Angel Reese, girl, you're my angel, you're my darling. Folks, the Chicago Sky Game 1 of the preseason was underway last night. Angel Reese looked pretty good, but we're gonna get into that momentarily. On the negative side, Angel Reese fans, LSU fans, all of you who tell us, oh my God, what a...
In the meantime, Caitlin Clark is out there changing the rules in a whole other part of the basketball world. She is being treated like the basketball equivalent of Taylor Swift's Eras Tour, breaking ticket sales records, and going viral as if she had solved boredom. It's a big event. Every seat is full, supporters are yelling her name, and cameras are constantly flashing. What about the energy? Every time someone casually mentions Caitlin's name, it moves more quickly than Angel Reese's patience.
So I think it's time to finally, end the argument. End the argument that there is any sort of other needle mover that is even remotely close to Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. And again, the reason why we have got we've got Hailey Van Lith up is because it was Hailey Van Lith's return as well as Angel Reese's return. Angel was not the only person. They had two players returning. However, right now in Carver, there are no tickets left for under 200.
For a moment, let's be honest. Red carpets, fireworks, and a standing ovation just for breathing are probably what Reese expected when she came in. Instead, though, she was met with silence. There's more than just the sound of tumbleweed sliding across a hardwood floor. The awkward silence that occurs when someone boldly states, "Trust me, I'm a big deal," followed by nothing. Just echoes, no response, no applause.
Twitter fingers turn to can't even show up and buy ticket fingers. Angel Reese, going home to her alma mater, LSU, plays against the Brazilian national team in front of 6,300.
To be fair, Angel's self-assurance has never been particularly subtle. She has always conducted herself as though she invented rebounding, entered the court as though she owned every square inch of it, and dismissed detractors as if they were background noise. But as it became apparent that the audience had essentially disappeared, all that audacious energy began to feel a little empty. Just those who are observing. A security officer may be making every effort to avoid nodding off, while a few reporters may be half-scrolling on their phones. This is what I've been saying all along. I've said it to you. I have made an effort.
Tell you guys, you heard me say it on this channel. A lot of Angel Reese fans are not basketball fans, and they are proving it. They proved it last night without a shadow of a doubt. That was one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen. You might be like, well, Rhodes, what was so embarrassing?
This is where things start to get very crazy. Caitlin Clark was making her debut in front of an entirely sold-out crowd, while Angel was looking around the stands as if she had somehow lost her entire fan base. Not only full, but overflowing. Tighter than a circus clown vehicle. How much do tickets cost? Elevate the sky. Demand similar to that of the last Chronet in New York City or a Beyoncé event. Did Caitlin deliver? Of course. The audience devoured every moment as if they hadn't eaten since March. Madness as she unleashed highlight after highlight like a mixtape. Angel's performance in the interim. To put it mildly, it wasn't exactly TV that you had to watch. It's more akin to something you happen onto on a fuzzy live stream with buffering problems and a bot-filled comment area. Don't worry though, she didn't allow those vacant chairs spoil her mood. Not at all. She went directly to social media, interviews, and most likely even vented to her Uber driver.
I don't want to hear ever again anyone ever tell me that there's anyone that's like Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. I don't ever want to hear it again. Nobody. There is nobody like her. I'm not glazing her.
Because what's the simplest course of action when things don't go your way? The system is to blame, right? Angel began implying that the world was unfair in some way, that people ought to have shown up, and that perhaps, just possibly, this was all a part of a massive conspiracy against Reese, or here's an idea. Perhaps Caitlin was the center of attention because she deserved it. Let's not change the past. Caitlin Clark changed college basketball, not just played it. Almost by herself, she brought it into primetime relevancy. She consistently produced logo threes, no-look passes, and court vision to the point where astute commentators began using terms like generational and alien without hesitation. She demanded attention rather than asking for it. Angel Reese, on the other hand, appeared to be more concerned with personal branding. Angel was making headlines while Caitlin was busy creating history. With all the nuance of a 2012 Twitter subtweet, eye rolls, finger gestures, and post-game shade were delivered.
Attention now. And I told you before that it had to sort of be like a reality TV. And that's what they're starting to give us. And we're paying attention. We're all tuned in. They're getting more attention than they've ever gotten before. And a part of it is Angel Reese. We cannot deny that. She was a part of it. Is she the part of it? No, that's Caitlin. Caitlin is the person who's the main factor. She's the top of the show. She's what everybody came to see.
Naturally, her supporters, or at least those who were still clinging on, quickly intervened to change the story. They stole from her, it's the timetable. She's simply too authentic for the league. Yes, since professional sports have a long history of penalizing self-assured athletes who also excel. Angel Reese is not being punished. She has been capitalizing on a single viral event as if it were a career achievement award. Energy, not just numbers, is what really separates her from Caitlin. Caitlin arrives, maintains concentration, and produces. Angel arrives, creates noise, and then becomes irritated when there isn't any applause. And annoyance? Yes, she had a lot of it. She appeared to be someone who had just gotten up on prom night after the game. She was quiet, irritated, and presumably refreshed Instagram as if it owed her an apology. When the only people left are a few journalists praying the parking lot gates are still open, the "I'm still that girl" speech resonates very differently.
Talk about how much they're fans of Angel Reese, but they won't actually put in effort to show how much they're fans of Angel Reese. They won't put their money where their mouth is, a running theme with the...
How embarrassing! How embarrassing! Now, you're not going to hear this from the mainstream media who continues to pretend that the Bayou Barbie is beloved. You're not going to hear this from the media who continues to pretend that Angel Reese is a huge star. The Bayou Barbie might be beloved by some. Angel Reese might even be a huge star. But like I have been telling you guys for 2 years, there's one thing that Angel Reese is not. Angel Reese is not a...
However, let's take a moment to go back and examine the actual game, which was her first professional performance, and in order to silence detractors, you would anticipate urgency, focus, and perhaps even a statement performance. Rather, it was more akin to seeing someone play pickup ball after a 3-hour sleep and a mild headache, and when the statistics came in, to put it mildly. It was more forgettable than revolutionary. Caitlyn, on the other hand, entered the court with complete awareness and control over the situation. It was the kind of debut that makes supporters reach for their wallets without hesitation. Crisp passes, long-range shots, and leadership. But Angel's first appearance, people were wondering, wait, that already happened? You can practically picture her looking through headlines in the hopes of finding just one that reads, Angel Reese steals the show. However, nothing at all. She was only able to steal her own momentum. Since numbers don't lie when it comes to the advantages, let's discuss